Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered why you don't feel as vibrant as you once did? Maybe it's the little things, the bad breath that lingers, the ache in your feet, or the fatigue that creeps. And no matter how much you rest as seniors, we've put our hearts into building a life full of love and memories. But here's the secret we're not told: skipping just one small spot in our daily wash could be stealing years from that life. Dr. Sarah Thompson, with 30 years as a geriatric specialist, says millions of us are neglecting 6 crucial body parts, and it's quietly hurting our health, our independence, and our joy. Today, I'm revealing the 6 spots you need to clean every day to feel fresher, stay stronger, and live longer. Stick with me to the end, because the last one, it's a game changer you won't see coming, and it could be the key to thriving and your golden years. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you liked this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you liked this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know so I can make a better video for you. Now, let's get started. 1. Your tongue, the silent health guardian. Your tongue is far more than just a tool for savoring that warm cinnamon lay East apple pie Grandma used to make our spinning yarns with the grandkids over a cup of tea. It's a secret workhorse of your health, a silent guardian that, if neglected, can turn against you. Tucked away in its soft, bumpy surface are countless tiny grooves and crevices, like miniature landscape of valleys and hills. These nooks don't just sit there, they're busy collecting a rogues gallery of bacteria, dead skin cells, and straight crumbs from your last meal. Over time, this builds up into a sneaky coating, a filmy layer that doesn't just rub your breath of its freshness, book, and quietly chip away at your well-being in ways you might never suspect. Science back this up with some eye-opening numbers. Studies reveal that a whopping 80% have bad breath. Halitosis, if we're getting fancy, originates not from your teeth or gums, but from that overlooked tongue coating that's right while we're busy brushing and flossing. The real troublemaker is hiding in plain sight. But it's not just about dodging an awkward moment when you lean in to whisper to a friend those germs camping out on your tongue. Content to stay put, left unchecked, they can slip into your bloodstream like uninvited guests, stirring up inflammation that's been linked to serious trouble. Think heart disease, stroke, or even diabetes complications. For us seniors with years of wisdom under our belts, but maybe a little less resilience and our bodies, that's a risk we can't afford to shrug off. Let me tell you about Mary, a surprise 67-year-old I heard about from a dentist friend. Mary had been waging a losing war against bad breath and creeping cavities for years. She tried every toothpaste on the shelf, minty ones, herbal ones, even a gritty baking soda blend that promised miracles. She swapped brands like they were outfits for a Saturday dance. But nothing stuck. Her confidence took a hit. She covered her mouth when she laughed, and she dreaded those checkups where the dentist would sigh and pull out the drill again. Then one day her dentist leaned back, crossed his arms, and asked a simple question: "Mary, are you cleaning your tongue?" She blinked her tongue. She'd never given it a second thought. He handed her a tongue scraper, a little curved tool, nothing fancy, and told her to give it a whirl morning and night, 2 minutes tops. Scrape gently from the back of the time to the front, rinse it off with warm water, and watch what happens when. Then weeks. Mary was a new woman. Her breath was fresh as a spring morning. Her cavities stopped multiplying. And here's the kicker: she even noticed her digestion perked up, with no more sluggish feeling after meals. Turns out that gunk on her tongue had been throwing her whole system out of whack. Now she swears by it, telling an The one who'll listen that it's the best health tip she's picked up in decades. So how do you make this magic happen? It's easier than learning to jitterbug grab a tongue scraper, plastic or metal your pick. They're cheap and easy to find at any drugstore, or even a spoon in a pinch. Start at the back of your tongue, not too far mind you, unless you on a gag, and give yourself a morning scare and glide it forward. With a light touch you'll see the gunk come off, sometimes white, sometimes yellowish, always a little gross. Rinse it under warm water, maybe add a dab of mouthwash if you're feeling extra, and do it again until it feels clean. Twice a day keeps the trouble at bay. If scraping not your style, a soft toothbrush works. To just don't press too hard, or you'll irritate those taste buds that still light up for pie that pay off. It's more than just dodging bad breath. Your taste buds wake up. Coffees, richer fruit, sweeter, and that pie heaven. Your mouth feels cleaner. Your dentist might just smile instead of lecture. And you're doing your heart a favor by keeping those sneaky germs in check. It's a small habit, a quiet rebellion against agents' little indignities, and it takes less time than brewing your morning coffee. Your tongue's been looking out for you all these years. Now's the time to return the favor. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward to your feet. The roots of your independence, your feet, or the unsung heroes of your life's journey, the steady roots that have grounded you through decades of experiences. They've twirled you across dance floors of weddings, propelled you after scampering toddlers, and carried you a long winding path through life's highest and lowest lows. They felt the crunch of autumn leaves underfoot and the cool grass of summer picnics. But as the years pile on, it's easy to take them for granted until they remind you that they're aching or faltering. A quick rinse in the shower might feel sufficient, but it's a half measure at best. Sweat, dirt, and bacteria love to linger in the warm, hidden crevices between your toes, setting the stage. Age for trouble. Fungal infections like athlete's foot with its itchy reed misery, or cracked heels that sting with every step, can creep in unnoticed. For us seniors, neglecting foot care isn't just a minor oversight, it's a slippery slope to bigger problems. Falls that bruise more than pride lost, mobility that shrinks your world, or even subtle signs of diabetes like numbness or sores slipping by undetected until it's too late. Take Tom, a spry 73-year-old from Ohio, who learned this lesson the hard way. For years he'd shuffle through his days, giving his feet little thought beyond a splash of water. Now and then came the toe infection, a stubborn using, and that turned every step into a wince-inducing ordeal. His doctor didn't mince words. Poor foot hygiene had let bacteria and fungus take root, and his age made healing slower. Tom could have let it spiral, antibiotics, maybe worse. But instead he took charge. He started a simple routine, a daily wash with mild soap, scrubbing gently with a soft cloth to clear away the day's grime. He paid special attention to drying, really drying between his toes where moisture loves to hide. A quick swipe of a cotton towel wasn't enough. He used a hair dryer on its cool setting for good measure, then a dab of moisturizer on his heels, rough old leather, to keep them from splitting open again. Within weeks the infection faded, his pain eased, and something unexpected happened. He stood steadier, his walks grew longer, his posture taller, and a spark returned to his step. I never knew my feet could feel this good, he grinned, marveling at how such small changes revived him. Your feet aren't just appendages, they're your foundation, the quiet engines of your independence, and keeping them strong doesn't take much. Wash them daily with warm water and a gentle soap, nothing harsh, that strips natural oils. Focus on those sneaky spaces between your toes. A washcloth or even a soft toothbrush can root out truck. Well, before it starts, dry them thoroughly. Damp feet are a playground for fungi. And don't skip the heels, where cracks can turn into painful fissures. A light layer of moisturizer, think lotion, not greasy balm, keeps skin supple without clogging pores. While you're at it, take a moment to inspect them. Look for cuts, sores, or changes in color that might hint at circulation issues or something more serious. Clip your nails straight across to avoid ingrown trouble. And if bending such chore, a long-handled tool can help. Slip into comfy supportive shoes, ditch the worn-out slippers, and keep moving even if it's just a shuffle around the kitchen. For a senior's foot care isn't vanity, it's survival. A fall from weak or sore feet can steal your freedom faster than you believe, landing you in a chair instead of on a dance floor. Diabetes, arthritis, or neuropathy can hide in plain sight, whispering warnings through your soles. Tom's story isn't rare, it's a wake up call. Your feet of care read you this far. Give them the care they deserve, and they'll keep you rooted in the life you love. Wash them, check them, cherish them. Your independence depends on it. 3. Your armpits. The detox powerhouse beneath the surface of your armpits lies far more than just sweat glands pumping out moisture on a hot day or during a nerve-wracking meeting. This often overlooked area is home to a complex and vital network of lymph nodes, tiny bean-shaped warriors working tirelessly to filter out toxins, waste, and harmful invaders from your body. Think of them as your detox crew, quietly keeping your immune system humming and your health in check. But here's the catch: neglect this powerhouse with poor hygiene habits, and you're inviting trouble. Well, the deodorant alone can't fix when you skip proper washing or let sweat and dead skin build up bacteria and fungi. Throw a party in the warm, damp creases of your underarms. The result: clogged pores can balloon into painful lumps, itchy rashes, or even a faint stubborn odor that lingers no matter how much you spritz or swipe. Over time, this build-up can weigh down your lymphatic system, leaving you feeling sluggish, bloated, or just off, like your body stuck in low gear. Deodorant might mask the smell for a few hours, and antiperspirants might block the sweat, but neither tackles the root cause, the grime and microbes. Camping out in your pits. Take Barbara, a 65-year-old retire read from Ohio, as a real-life example. For years, she battled maddeningly itchy armpit rashes that left her self-conscious and frustrated. She'd slather on creams, switch brands of deodorant, and chalk it up to sensitive skin or just getting older. Nothing worked until she dug deeper. After some trial and error, Barbara ditched her chemical-laden antiperspirant for a natural deodorant free of aluminum and parabens. She also revamped our washing routine, a gentle fragrance-free soap paired with a soft washcloth massaging and slow circular motions to boost circulation and clear out. 3. Within weeks, the redness faded, the itching stopped, and her armpits felt smooth and refreshed for the first time in years. I didn't realize how much better I could feel, she said, laughing about how she could finally wear sleeveless tops without a second thought. Want to take it a step further? Add a simple at-home detox to your routine. Once a week, mix a tablespoon of baking soda with a splash of water to form a gritty paste. Then gently scrub it into your armpits for a minute before rinsing. The baking soda acts like a natural exfoliate, slowing off dead skin, and neutralizing odor causing bacteria while giving. Your lymph nodes a little breathing room to do their job. Pair it with a quick dry brushing session. Using a soft bristled brush and upward strokes toward your heart, and your kickstart lymphatic drainage, leaving you feeling lighter, cleaner, and oddly energized. It's not just about vanity, it's about vitality. The payoff is bigger than you'd think for such a small effort. Picture this: no more wincing, tender lumps, no more school watching its stubborn rashes, and no more hesitating before wrapping your arms around her grandkids or lifting a suitcase overhead. Your armpits might not get the glory of a toned bicep or a glowing complex, but treat them right, and they'll reward you with quiet, steady strength, a detox powerhouse. Hiding in plain sight. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. For your nose, your breath of life. Your nose is more than just a facial feature. It's your body's first line of defense, a tireless gatekeeper for every breath you take. With each inhale, it filters out dust, pollen, pet dander, mold, spores, and even viruses floating in the air, trapping them in a sticky web of mucus before they can invade your lungs. It warms and humidifies the air to ensuring that what reaches your respiratory system is just right. But when your nose gets clogged, stuffed with gone from allergies, colds, or dry air, it's like a dam blocking a river. The consequences ripple outward. Allergies flare up with itchy eyes and sneezing fits. Sleep become shallow and restless, and infections find an easy your foothold in your sinuses or chest. For seniors, this isn't just an annoyance, it's a serious threat. Reduced oxygen flow can lead to chronic fatigue, dizziness, foggy thinking, and a weakened body more vulnerable to illness. A clear nose isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. Take Jack, a 68 years old retiree from Ohio, as an example. For years, he woke up every morning with a nose so stuffed he could barely breathe through it. He'd shuffle through his days in a haze, low energy, headaches, and dependence on allergy pills that dulled his symptoms but left him drowsy and disconnected. His nights were worse. Snoring kept him and his wife awake, and he'd wake up feeling like he hadn't slept at all. Then he stumbled across a simple fix: daily saline rinses with a cheap neti pot from the drugstore. At first he was skeptical. Pouring salt water through his nose sounded odd, even a little gross, but after a week the change was undeniable. His nasal passages cleared out, letting him breathe deeply for the first time in years. Sleep came easier, deeper, and uninterrupted. Even his sense of smell sharpened. He could pick up the rich aroma of his morning coffee, the crisp scent of rain. Little joys he'd forgotten he'd lost. Jack's story isn't unique. Millions quietly suffer from clogged noses, not realizing how much it drags them down until they find relief. The good news: you don't need fancy gadgets or prescriptions to keep your nose in top shape. A rinse like Jack's is a start. Mix a teaspoon of non-iodized salt in a pinch of baking soda in a cup of distilled water and let it flush out the junk. If that's not your style, try steam. A warm shower can loosen mucus naturally, or drape a towel over your head and breathe deeply over a bowl of hot water for 10 minutes. A humidifier in your bedroom works wonders too, especially in winter when indoor. Or he dries out the air and turns your nose into a crusty, irritated mess. For an extra boost, add a drop of eucalyptus or peppermint oil to the mix. Those sharp, clean scents can open you up like a window on a spring day. The key is consistency. Make it a habit. and your nose will reward you with every breath. Why does this matter so much? Because breathing well isn't just about survival, it's about thriving. Oxygen fuels your brain, your muscles, your whole system. When your nose does its job, you feel alert, steady, and alive. Let it clog up, and you're stuck in a sluggish fog, one step away from the next cold or sinus infection. For seniors, especially with immune systems and lung capacity already on the decline, a little care goes a long way, so keep your nose clean, treat it like the gift it is. Every clear, deep breath will remind you why. 5. Your belly button, the sneaky trouble spot. You're your belly button, that unassuming little dimple nestled in the middle of your torso, a quirky souvenir from the day you enter the world. It's easy to dismiss it as a mere footnote in your anatomy, a spot you might not have pondered since you last marveled at its lint collecting powers or scrubbed it absent-mindedly in the shower years ago. But don't be fooled by its small size or shy demeanor. It's a sneaky trouble spot with a knack for stirring up mischief. If you let your guard down, tucked into that cozy concave nook, the belly button is a natural trap for an unsavory crew. Sweat ducklings, clings like morning dew, lint that drifts in from your favorite sweater, dead skin cells, that slew of unnoticed and bacteria that thrive in the warm, damp shadows. Left to fester, this motley mix can transform your innocent navel into a breeding ground for funky odors, itchy irritations, or even full-blown infections that catch you by surprise. For seniors, this tiny crevice poses an even trickier challenge. As we age, our skin thins out, losing some of its youthful resilience and healing power. What might have been a fleeting annoyance in your 30s, a little redness or passing itch, can morph into a stubborn sore or an inflamed patch that lingers far longer than it should. Add and reduced mobility or a tendency to overlook hard-to-reach spots, and the belly button becomes a silent saboteur, quietly plotting against your comfort. Helen, a spirited 75-year-old with a penchant for baking pies and spoiling her grandkids, learned this lesson the hard way. She'd always been meticulous about her appearance, hair neatly pinned, apron spotless, but her belly button that was off her radar entirely. So when she felt a vague tenderness under her blouse, one day she brushed it off as a pulled muscle or a scratch from her cat. It wasn't until a routine doctor's visit that the truth came out. A ring of angry redness circled her navel, a glaring sign of neglect she hadn't even noticed. I thought it was nothing, she confessed, her cheeks flushing as the doctor explained how moisture and grime had turned her belly button into a petri dish. The remedy, thankfully, was simpler than hell. Unexpected, no expensive creams or complicated gadgets required. Her doctor handed her a straightforward prescription, a daily ritual of running a soapy washcloth gently around and inside the belly button's folds, chasing away every speck of dirt and sweat. Then the crucial second step, grabbing a soft towel and drying it thoroughly, banishing every last droplet of water that might invite trouble back. Helen took it to heart, turning it into a mindful moment each morning. While the coffee brewed, within days the redness began to fade. By the end of the week her belly button was back to its quiet, unassuming self. I had no idea something so tiny mattered so much, she said, shaking her head with a mix of relief and amusement as she shared the story over tea with her knitting circle. Her takeaway: don't underestimate this hidden haven of havoc. Give it a quick clean, a careful dry, and a bit of vigilance, and you'll keep it from stealing your peace or your dignity at the worst possible moment. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating